The United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres, in his address at the conference, urged donors to step in and curb the unfolding catastrophe, saying that Sudan is descending into death and destruction at unprecedented speed. The conference comes midway through a 3-day ceasefire, which appeared to have brought calm to the capital, Khartoum, after the failure of earlier truces to secure aid corridors. United Nations Refugee Chief Filippo Grandi added that it is very important the contributions are clearly allocated and disbursed as quickly as possible because the UN is short of funds. Also, the United Nations Human Rights Chief Volker Turk called the Sudan crisis a powder keg taking place in a context of total impunity with utter indifference for human life and dignity at its heart. The United Nations, African Union and East African Regional Bloc IGAD, in a joint statement ahead of the donors' meeting, expressed concern about the rapidly deteriorating situation in Sudan. In the meantime, the governor of Darfur, Mini Al-Menawi, has called for an international investigation into violence against residents of the region that has seen some of the worst fightings in Sudan's ongoing war. He urged the United Nations Security Council to allow the International Criminal Court to probe crimes and assassinations that have taken place in the western region over the past 2 months. The war in Sudan broke out in mid-April after two generals, Army Chief Abdel Fattah al-Burhan and Paramilitary Rapid Support Forces Commander Mohamed Dagalo, started fighting over control of the country. In another development, President Joe Biden's son, Hunter Biden, has agreed to plead guilty to 2 federal tax charges and seek a separate agreement on a firearms charge in a deal with the Department of Justice. In a statement made available to newsmen, Hunter Biden's lawyer, Christopher Clark, confirmed that Hunter will take responsibility for 2 instances of failure to file tax payments when due pursuant to a plea agreement. The lawyer added that our separate firearms charge will be subject to our pretrial diversion agreement and will not be the subject of the plea agreement. Justice Department prosecutors also outlined the planned agreement in a court filing, and any deal between Hunter Biden and prosecutors would have to be approved by a federal judge. Olawumi Okolawon, OSBC News.